Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt
And
Roast.
I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
This is our reaction and review for Gen V Season 2, Episode 7. I think it might be fair to say that this semester at Godolkin University is not going to end according to plan.
No, there's going to be a lot of students that are just going to be out.
This show is completely insane because it feels like every season of it, no matter how many it ends up running, it's always going to end with the semester never ending properly. There's going to be some sort of like huge chaos all over campus. At this point, it is being facilitated by none other than Thomas Godolkin himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's already just walking through the campus, taking out people. He is back. He is in full force. Maria has completely restored him, as was the plan that him and Sage had. And he is now ready to just make sure that only the top tier soups are out there souping up the world and that everybody else has to go.
Okay, are you ready for your victory lap? Because many episodes ago, you were on here being like, okay, I feel like that person in this containment unit is the real Cipher.
Yes, I didn't think that he was Thomas Godolkin, but I did think that he was the real Cipher and that, well, Doug, it was just a body that he had snatched and that he was using to be able to go and do his bidding and try to like get Marie to like heal him and all of that. So yes, I feel good about that. I
You
feel good
should.
about that.
I love that theory when you presented it because it just felt like that was really big, really crazy. And there are certain things about this show where we know it's going to be satirical. We know that
Yeah.
certain jokes are going to be made. So there needs to be an element of surprise where we're sitting back and being like, okay, I understand why the characters didn't figure this out. And it's like, well,
Yep.
you were able to figure this out. I understand why Marie didn't. I think because
Yes.
Marie was so transfixed on, okay, I need to find a way to stop Cipher. This is a desperate situation. It feels like this is the only way that I can do it.
Yeah, so I'm actually really surprised that none of the other students, especially because they had seen what Cypher's powers were, Doug, Cypher, that he was able to jump into all of their bodies and make everybody do all these different things, that not one person did question whether or not this body, this Cypher, was someone that was snatched.
I am sitting here and wondering, all right, if Stan Edgar hadn't shown up on this past episode, would they have eventually gotten to a place like that? Because I just feel like he comes in, he is, all knowing, once upon a time, Vought boss. He has his flowery way of speaking. Like, did he lead them astray? But then at the same time, you then have to wonder, okay, did he intentionally lead them astray? Because Stan Edgar, you've been around for a long time. How would you not know to some extent some of the finer details that are going on here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give them a pass and just say that there was a lot going on for these kids. So the idea that they would be maybe thinking a couple steps ahead when all of this stuff is happening and the world is on their shoulders, I get it.
All right, well, we have so much more to say here in this video. The good stuff, the questionable stuff, and a whole lot more. Before we do, though, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we are here with more coverage of Gen V leading up to what is hopefully going to be a really awesome finale. And speaking of awesome shows, Welcome to Derry is coming this month on HBO. We are so excited to get into the show and talk all about it here.
Absolutely. We're also covering Fallout later this year. So hit that subscribe button and stick with us. And if you want to talk about Gen V further or check out our coverage of Slow Horses, we have that going on exclusively over on our Patreon. So I will leave a link for you below.
Thank you guys so much for your support there. Like, we really appreciate that more than we can say.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just get my beef out of the way because it's bothering
all
me.
right. I have
Like,
my beef hat on. Let's go.
I am really enjoying this season. Like, I do feel like far and away it's better than season one. I hate what they're doing with Cate at this point. I feel like this character is so interesting. I thought the actress was really good in season one.
Yeah.
It's great to have kind of a morally gray character who can kind of flip between good and evil and good and evil. It just feels like the past few episodes have all just been, can I get my powers back? Can I get my powers back? And there's nothing else going on with this character at all. And I'm just so frustrated by it because she was one of the most powerful people in the entire universe last season.
Absolutely. And I understand why Marie is saying no, because she is one of the most powerful soups that are out there. She has used her power on her friends, on her boyfriend, on all different people. And she was in very complicated situations where people in positions of power, teachers, other people are like pushing her to do things or forcing her to do things that she wouldn't normally do. And having Polarity speak out on her behalf as well, to just be like, listen, the Vought machine, man, it will make you do things that you never thought that you would do. She's a young person. Like, we need her to have her power for a lot of this stuff to work, where Marie's just like, no, like, you don't understand the things that she's done to us and the situation she has put us in. And that's not even like including what has happened on the boys.
Yeah.
Where is Frenchie and what is going on? Like, there's a lot that is going on with Cate. So to
Yeah.
give her those powers back, even with what she's saying, oh man, people in positions of power, they're really pushing me to do whatever. Who's to say that won't happen again then? Have you learned your lesson?
I really enjoyed disliking her so much at the end of last season over on The Boys that now I don't feel sorry for her, but I do just sit back and I'm feeling like, okay, can we just have something happen? Because
Yeah.
so long as she doesn't have her power, she doesn't have anything to do. So
Right.
she's just wandering around asking for her powers back. I understand where Marie is coming from, but I just feel like at this point, all right, entering the finale, something has to happen where she gets these powers back, where Marie realizes either she has no choice or this is really the make it or break it moment where she needs her in order to get the job done.
Yeah, or Kate's really able to prove that she has changed and that lesson learned, and she's able to say no to people, that she understands that she has the power, the literal push power
Yeah.
to stop people from making her do things.
And it just also feels like, given what we now know about Godolkin slash Cipher slash whatever we want to call him now,
Yep.
someone like Cate could really be the last line of defense because he is now completely on the loose after Marie healed him.
And Marie is also doing things that I think a lot of us didn't expect she would do. Now she's basically one of the most powerful soups in the world, as powerful as Homelander, even more powerful than him. I mean, when she was really trying to stop everybody, like, she could have killed everybody.
Yeah, like she does not have a full grasp on everything. She is
No.
acting so recklessly, and this is where I do think we're gonna finally get more to do with some of Marie's teammates here, who have been relegated at times to the sidelines, and understandably so when we're talking about someone as powerful as she is. But when you're not of clear mind, it doesn't fully matter what you can do, right?
Yeah, and I mean, that moment, like, I don't know what happens with her relationship with Jordan anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like Jordan's got to be feeling really mixed up about it. Already they're feeling like, oh my goodness, her powers are so powerful now that there feels like there's an imbalance in our relationship. But now that Marie has done this, willingly done this, nobody's forcing her to do it. No one's forcing the fight. No one is forcing this.
No.
So Jordan's got to be sitting back and wondering, is this relationship anything that I want anymore? Can I trust this relationship?
I think the writers have put themselves into a really interesting corner here. Kind of like they did with Sam and Cate at the end of season 1, where we watched all that happen. I was sitting there and being like, okay, no way Cate is ever going to work with Marie or vice versa ever again. And they found a way to undo that. And I'm in a similar spot now where I think there's the insecurity on Jordan's part. I think there's also fear, not knowing how to process all of this, wondering what's going to happen around the corner, fear of just the situation. And this is without even understanding fully everything that Godolkin is doing. I don't think they're going to end season 2 on the most happy romantic note of all time here.
No, I think that relationship is going to be busted up in this next episode. I mean, Marie obviously has a lot on her plate, including now learning that Annabeth has had her power for a really long time and that she actually saw that Marie was going to kill their parents. How dark is that? But because she didn't really understand her power and she was starting to like feel like, is it dreams? Am I seeing in the future? And then it happened. She's been carrying this with her for years.
This is a really effective twist. Like, I will say that it's dark.
So good.
Like, really dark, but it kind of sends you down all these rabbit holes. Like, let's jump down this one rabbit hole here where if you're Marie, you might be thinking, okay, well, why didn't you say something? Because maybe we could have stopped it from ever happening, but because Annabeth didn't understand everything at
Mhm.
that point, like, how in the world could she? How would she know? And then there's this other part where Marie may just feel really, really bad for her sister, but it's like, okay, I wish I could be there for her more, but I don't know. The fate of the entire universe could be on the line here. I just can't.
The thing that I really like about this story is even seeing Marie do what she was doing to all of her friends, everything that was happening with Annabeth and like confessing this and Marie's heartbreaking over it, you know that Marie still, she hasn't gone full Homelander. She still has her humanity about her and she does still care.
Yeah, and I don't think that's going to change. Like, I do think moving into whatever the future of this franchise is going to be, because Prime Video's not making that clear, I just feel like she's still going to be a much more human person than Homelander. I don't think they're ever going to make her into somebody that's so villainous, but I do think she's going to have to realize more and more, whether it's Jordan, Annabeth, like everyone else in her life, heavy is the head that wears the crown, right?
Yeah.
It's just more responsibility is going to be thrown at her. And now that everybody knows what she can do, it's like, okay, Marie, you need to save us because now Godolkin is running around and killing soups.
Oh my goodness. Like, how many out there think that Godolkin's power is as powerful as Homelander's or more? Because that's the thing. I mean, we had Stan Edgar out here being like, oh, Godolkin will be the person that will be able to stop Homelander.
Yeah.
If we have anybody, it's going to be him. Is it really going to be him? Is he actually going to be able to do this?
It's kind of this classic, backyards when we were kids. We would always have these fights about who could beat who, Spider
Right.
Man or Superman. And it's just, there are certain situations where it could work either way, right? Maybe Spider Man flings a web of kryptonite up there. Maybe Superman is able to keep it from happening. And
It's always Superman.
oh, right. Well, not if he's fighting on a kryptonite filled.
It's
Okay.
always Superman, unless it's Batman.
Yeah, the person without powers is going to be able to go in and do this.
That's right.
No, I just feel like it's all situational. I don't think Godolkin's going to be able to do it because I don't think that's a satisfying end to the Homelander storyline. But at the same time, that thought has to kind of be lingering out there where entering this finale, you want to do whatever you can, right, in order to stop Godolkin because you don't want all these students to die. But if he is capable of taking out Homelander, do you really want to then kill him?
Yeah, I mean, we still have a final season of The Boys coming up, and it's not going to not include Homelander. But since
Yeah.
we only have one episode of this left, it feels like he's not going to be brought back to life and then killed off in this episode. It feels like my tinfoil hat. We're going to see
right.
him in The Boys, that there is going to be some fight that we're going to see between him and Homelander in The Boys. This is a very interesting, cool, powerful character that I would love to see try to fight Homelander because obviously Godolkin wants to be the person who's in the ultimate power. He's choosing who he thinks is
Yes.
worthy to continue to be a soup. And he's in some sort of relationship with Sage. So it feels like together they want to be running Vought and doing all of that sort of stuff. And they can't do that if Homelander is out there just running amok. They'll be able to control him to some degree, but not enough forever. At
Yeah.
some point, they're probably going to just take him out.
I think if we were all to just take a little look behind the curtain here and go all the way back to this past season of The Boys here for a moment, just Sage has been around Homelander enough now to sort of realize, okay, this is what he's good at, this is what he's terrible at, and this is why he's terrifying, where he's enormously powerful, but he's erratic. He has clear weaknesses. And
Yes.
if she is thinking with the mindset of, okay, I do want Soups to be in charge long term here, we are above humans, we're better. He's not the right man for the job because he's going to do something that's going to ruin all of it, even if it's inadvertent, even if it leads to the death of other powerful soups. So she is probably thinking now, okay, I need to figure out a way to take him out. And if anyone is going to be capable of researching and digging up all this information, like obviously it's going to be her.
Absolutely. It's just been interesting to go on this journey this season where we've all been made to feel like Marie is the person that is being trained to be the person to take out Homelander, and none of that was true, really.
Yeah.
It was all just to heal Godolkin so that he can go and deal with Homelander whichever way he wants, whether he's like, yeah, he's one of the more powerful soups, I'm happy to have him around, we'll just manipulate him because we know that his insecurities are the way that we can still control him to some degree. He is very popular right now, he is sort of in government, we like all this, we're good with all this, until we're not.
This is the most fire part of this season to me. Is that it's a nesting doll where we have, oh, we've made it to the end. Here's the last doll. Oh, there's something more inside here. Oh, there's another twist inside here. We've kind of constantly been on this road. And so now, if you're Marie, you're probably sitting back and being like, okay, well, what is my destiny now? And I think
Right.
she probably realizes more than ever that all these people really are using me. Even, Stan Edgar, he didn't tell me about this. Cipher clearly wanted me for this other purpose.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if when Marie finally faces that fact that all these people used her,
Yes.
just like what happened with Cate, manipulated her, used her to get her to this point to be able to give them what they want, and now they're casting her aside, sort of thing. If that will be the turning point for Marie, where she's like, you know what? I understand how this could happen to you, Cate, because it has happened to me.
Okay, so we've already talked a lot about Homelander, and I think we do need to bring this up since Homelander was in the season 1 finale.
Yep.
Is he going to turn up in this finale as well? Because here is the thing. I do think Godolkin should make it through the final season of The Boys just because if
Yes.
Gen V is going to matter at all in the grand scheme of things.
Yep.
Like, you need to connect some things, but at the same time, if you're Homelander and you're kind of in charge of everything, aren't you going to be like, oh, this is bad. This guy's just running around and killing soups at the university now.
Yeah, I mean, it's all, I think the person who's really going to be dealing with all parties to make sure Homelander feels okay, it's going to be Sage. Because at the end of The Boys, she was the person who was able to kind of step in with Homelander and be like, it's this. You're doing great, kid.
Okay, so a couple of other odds and ends. Did anyone else feel like this was going to be the end for Polarity at like multiple points in this episode?
I really wasn't sure. I mean, all season long, I'm like, they're just going to kill him off? Like, what is happening here?
I really hope that he does find a way to stay around
Yeah.
for a long time. And I mean, beyond all that, like if we're going to be talking about a situation here where Godolkin isn't killed but sticks around, like I would love for him to be the person who just like locks the key to that metaphorical cell in a moment where he lost his son. I mean, it's been such a heartbreaking story in that way. I want nothing more than for him to get some vengeance.
Yeah, and I think that he's really important to this because he is somebody that Godolkin wasn't really able to body snatch, use his power on him. He was able to fight back on that. So I think polarity's really important.
All right, we've been positive again for a little while, so let's now be upset. What are you guys doing with Emma? Emma and Cate have
I
been
know.
completely just like thrown by the wayside for episode on Emma's powers. I'm sure they're inconvenient from a budget perspective because it's probably hard to like shrink her down and throw her and all, but it just feels like the two of them have either been just for exposition or comic relief. Oh, there's Emma in a pocket. And it's just like, these people are supposed to be a huge deal in this ensemble. We have spent so much time with Cipher, Godolkin, the larger ensemble, like all the mythology there. We have some things that are getting lost, especially in an episode like this that was really, really short.
I love Emma. I really do. And she has definitely been getting lost the last couple of episodes since they really had that big, caper for her where she's, in the toilet and all that.
Yeah.
They've really not seemed to know what to do with her except to like flesh out everything that's going on with Sam, which I could not care less about.
No, I don't care about that. I don't care about whatever pseudo love triangle is going on. It's just like none of that really matters at this point.
Yeah.
Because we're set up now for what should be a really awesome finale because there's
Yeah.
so much at stake here. It feels like this season's directly going to connect into the boys. And I'm just thinking, with all that in mind, like, how do you make stories like anything with them as significant? Like, is
Yeah.
there room for what's going on with Jordan and how they're feeling about everything with Marie? It's just so hard when you have to kind of think in this breakneck speed.
Absolutely. I also hope that Jordan has a little more to do than it's just about the relationship with Marie. Jordan's one of my favorite characters on the show as well.
Yeah, I'm still really happy with where we are right now in Gen V. They're
Yep.
throwing a lot of different stuff at us. Like, this episode had a lot of action. It still had some humor. They haven't completely abandoned the college vibes, though. At the same time, how many times have we seen people in class this season? Is it like twice and
I
that's
know.
it?
I know.
It's a show about college. And okay, all right. What did you guys think about Gen V season 2, episode 7? What are your predictions for the finale?
Yep.
Let us know. Hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see more of us, be sure to follow us over on Instagram. That is Matt and Jess TV. Thank you so much for your support. And thank you to our patrons.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you here next time.